Hey, how's it going, everybody? So I surveyed the subscribers to this channel in the community section and asked you what were your favorite or most memorable Yankees home runs. I know that I have some that I watch on repeat throughout the winter when there's no baseball going on. So here are your responses, the highlights, and some fun stories about them. Let's start with Aaron Judge. Okay, so this first one from Aaron Judge, 495-foot home run against the Orioles. This was an 85-mile-an-hour cement mixer right down the plate. You see the catcher react to the sound of the bat hitting the ball. You know it was loud. He clears the bleachers. Didi Gregorius cannot believe it. It was his 20th home run of his rookie season. And when you can dumbfound major league players the way that Didi Gregorius and Aaron Hicks were after seeing that home run, you know you got all of it. I've got three more from Aaron Judge. We've got this one from Citi Field where he hits it into the farthest regions of the upper deck. Got that random circle drawn on the screen by Paul O'Neill. Somebody take the teleprompter away from him. But this ball is absolutely clobbered. That guy can't believe where it landed. Look at that. Aaron Judge has more power than anybody on this planet. That is absurd. We've got this one against Seattle where he hits it damn near out of Safeco Field. StatCast had this one at 444 feet. I don't know how they got that measurement. I remember it took a while for StatCast to kind of come up with a number for that one, and everybody thought it was going to be over 500, but that was just an absurd home run. Almost left Safeco Field. This next one is a personal favorite of mine from the wild card game against Liam Hendricks, who just signed with the White Sox. You hear Dennis Eckersley, he just can't handle this home run by Aaron Judge in the first inning of the wild card game. 2-run shot to put the Yankees ahead. And then we've got one against Toronto where there was this little kid in the seats that's got this all rise sign. Obviously wants Aaron Judge to come up big. And then in the 13th inning with the runner on first base, Aaron Judge hits a slow curveball, 78 miles an hour, and jacks it over the left field wall. The kid goes nuts. Absolutely terrible high five. They go for it again, but all rise. Great job by Aaron Judge making this kid happy. Giancarlo Stanton actually hit a home run later on in that inning too. So those are just some fun ones that I like to watch from Aaron Judge. Next, I've got a couple of home runs from one of my personal favorites, Tino Martinez. First one is the 1998 World Series. The pitch before this had been a close ball, but it would have struck Tino out if they had called it a strike. And then Langston leaves a fat pitch right over the plate, and Tino puts it in the right field upper deck for a grand slam. And this put the Yankees out front, and they never looked back in that World Series or that season. He also came up big in the 2001 World Series after 9/11. Everybody's emotional. The Yankees go down in the series 0-2. They win Game 3 behind Roger Clemens. Game 4, I want to say El Duque was on the mound. Maybe it was Mike Mussina. But regardless, Tino with the big 2-run home run in the 9th to tie it up. Yankees would go on to win this game. There was hardly anybody as clutch in big spots as Tino Martinez. One thing that's missing from these modern day teams is the clutch ability that the Yankees had in that late 90s squad. This next one was by Scott Brocious. Very next night, 2-run home run in the 9th inning to tie it up. Yankees would go on to win this one too. Funny story about this one. I was watching this in my college dorm room, and my roommate was laying on the couch, and his girlfriend was kind of laying on his chest. She had been kind of sick. And right as that ball went out of the park, she went bleh and threw up into the air upwards, and it came back down and landed on his face. He also had that big home run in the 1998 World Series. He was a 1998 World Series MVP, very clutch player. Next one is Roger Maris. Now, Roger Maris hit his 61st home run in 1961 to break Babe Ruth's single-season home run record. On October 1st, 1961, that was my dad's 11th birthday. He's told me that story many times. And I had a piece a while back about Roger Maris belonging in the Hall of Fame. I think he does. That record stood for 37 years, and he won 2 MVPs. This next one is an all-time favorite to watch. Classic moment in American culture, really. This is where Reggie Jackson became Mr. October. 3rd home run of Game 6 of the 1977 World Series. Reggie had been kind of dogged by the fans, by the papers, by George Steinbrenner, and by his manager, Billy Martin, all season. and then he responds by becoming the World Series MVP. 3 home runs in Game 6. This one to the batter's eye in center field. Had to go 470 feet. Howard Cosell with the great call. Imagine how this man has handled the pressure. Forget about who the World Series MVP for 1977 is. Howard Cosell is tremendous. He was the guy who did the "Down Goes Frazier." Howard Cosell. They don't make him like him anymore. This next one is a personal favorite of mine. Don Mattingly, my favorite all-time player. So Mattingly had, in my opinion, the greatest swing that I ever saw. And in 1995, he makes the playoffs for the first time of his major league career. He had, at the time, and I don't know if it's still the record, the longest streak or most games played without ever appearing in a postseason game. Yankees win Game 1. I was actually at that game. Mattingly picked up an RBI single. Game 2, Ruben Sierra hits a big home run, and then Don Mattingly follows that up with a big shot into the right field bleachers. Love the call from Gary Thorne. Hang on to the roof! It's actually at the beginning of the NYY Recaps theme that I play all the time. Great moment, Donnie Baseball, only playoff series, hit .417. This next one had multiple requests. This is Aaron Boone, and this is in HD. You might recall back in 2003, HD baseball games hadn't really made their way to American television, but this is in Japan, where the technology did exist, and they were following Hideki Matsui. And so this is the clearest video that you're going to find of Aaron Boone's home run from the 2003 American League Championship Series to win it all. My favorite story about this was that his brother, Brett Boone, was actually in the broadcast booth. And Brett Boone was a notoriously short ball player. He was probably 5'8", maybe 5'7", 5'9", something along those lines. And one time he was getting heckled at Yankee Stadium. And somebody said, "You're too short to play baseball. You're too short to be a Major League Baseball player." And he says, "Well, you should see me when I stand on my wallet." This next one is Jason Giambi. This is one of my all-time favorite moments. In the rain, extra innings, grand slam to win the game. This was early on in his Yankees career. If you remember, he was kind of off to a slow start. I mean, not really. If you look at the statistics, they were pretty good for most players, but he had been basically an immortal the previous 2 years. He had put up unbelievable numbers, and he really wasn't on that kind of pace. But then he really picked up the pace, beginning with this moment against the Twins in extra innings. John Sterling had a tremendous call. By the way, I've created a playlist. You can find it on my page of all of these moments, so you can go back and watch with the original call. Great moment from Jason Giambi. This next one was a request that I got from multiple people. Didi Gregorius hitting a 3-run home run against the Twins in the American League Division Series. I remember I was watching this game in San Francisco, and I was eating Pizza Hut and drinking a Dr. Pepper, and the Yankees fell behind 3-0 early in the game. And so when Didi hit this 3-run home run in the bottom of the first, I went absolutely apeshit, and I spilled my Dr. Pepper all over the bed and had this gigantic puddle of Dr. Pepper that I had to sleep in that night. No fun. But the Yankees won the game, so it worked out. This next one is from a grand slam that he hit against the Twins. This actually broke the game open. It was 3-0 Yankees at this point. He made it 7-0, and that was pretty much that. I think one of the reasons that fans really want to bring Didi Gregorius back is because he kind of has that clutch gene. He has those big moments in Yankees postseason history like we saw in the late 90s squad, like the Tinos and like the Brociouses and like the Derek Jeters. I wish there was a way to bring him back, I really do, but I just don't see it happening yet. Maybe when he's nearing the end of his career and he's not going to start anymore, he might be a guy that the Yankees bring back as kind of a part-time player. I don't think we've seen the last of Didi Gregorius. Next would be Greg Bird's biggest moment as a Yankee. This is from the 2017 American League Division Series. Yankees fell down in that series 2-0, but came back, and Greg Bird's home run was really the catalyst that began it all. And I'll tell you what, the stadium went absolutely ballistic. I went ballistic. That was one of the most fun moments of my entire baseball watching life. And regardless of what happens in Greg Bird's career, I don't know if he's ever going to play another major league game. He will go down in Yankees history, and I'll always try and have him on my little sidebar reel that you see up in the corner, because that to me was a moment worth reliving every single year, which is the point of this video. This next one is Mark Teixeira, and I want you to stick with me for a second because I got to tell a little bit of a backstory on this one, but it's a bit of a long denouement. but it's a nice payoff. So Mark Teixeira had never hit a walk-off home run in his career. And then in his first playoff series with the Yankees, he hits one down the left field line. That was the game that A-Rod had tied up the game against the Twins with that home run to right center field. Teixeira hits one down the line for a home run to win the game. And that was his first ever walk-off home run. At least that's what he said in an interview. I didn't do a back check on Baseball Reference. It's possible that he may have forgotten about one. But I think that was his first ever walk-off home run. And then his final home run was a walk-off grand slam against the Red Sox to prevent them from having a celebration. They had just won the division. During the game, Toronto had lost, which basically meant that statistically the Red Sox had won the division. And to prevent them from celebrating at Yankee Stadium, Mark Teixeira hits a grand slam into the bullpen, and everyone went home happy, except that the Yankees didn't make the playoffs that year. Okay, 2 more, and then that'll be it for Volume 1, but go ahead and let me know in the comments who you want for Volume 2. But my next one was my most requested video. This was Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit, and my favorite thing about this is David Price's reaction. So, at this point in history, only one player ever had gotten their 3,000th hit as a home run, and that was Wade Boggs in Tampa Bay. And so when David Price hangs his slider and Jeter absolutely pummels it to left field, you can tell immediately that David Price knows it's gone, and he kind of goes into a crouch because he knows in that instant that he's going to be signing pictures of a home run that he gave up for the rest of his life, because that is going to be a historic home run. Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit in Yankee Stadium, a home run. You gave it up, and you have to live with that for the rest of your f***ing life. Love it. And the last guy we got to talk about is DJ LeMahieu. He's back for 2021, and we're going to relive his 2019 home run in the American League Championship Series. This was an enormous home run at the time to tie up the game. The Yankees would go on to lose the game, unfortunately, but I don't really count that because there was probably some kind of buzzer technology involved. But home run for DJ LeMahieu. And then this year, a 48-mile-an-hour home run against the Blue Jays. The slowest pitch, I think, in StatCast history to ever be hit for a home run. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel.
That one's drilled deep to left field. Going back, Joyce looking up. See ya!